welcome to the news updates on AFRICUNIA television, bringing you updates around the world from our studio in the nation's commercial capital, Lagos, Nigeria. I am Deborah Ezeh. Many thanks for joining me. We begin from Nigeria. The President, Major General Muhammad Buhari, retired on Wednesday, came under heavy criticism over the approval of 1.1 billion naira for the purchase and supply of 10 Toyota Land Cruiser vehicles to Niger Republic. The revelation was made by an investigative journalist, David Hondayin, who tweeted that the document he obtained from the Budget Office in Nigeria, which showed that the president made the approval for the purchase of the vehicles to the neighboring country. Hondayin also attached a picture of the document to validate the claim that the president approved the release of the money to a company, Kaura Motors Nigeria Limited, on February 28, 2022. The document read in part, being released of funds in the sum of 1.1 billion naira to the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, IFO Kaura Motors Nigeria Limited, for supply of 10 numbers Toyota Land Cruiser vehicles to Republic of Niger or Nigeria via Mr. President's approval on page 83, dated 28/02/2022. And now defending the purchase of the vehicle, the federal government said that the move was to enable the country to safeguard its territory in the best interest of Nigeria's security. Fielding questions from journalists after the Federal Executive Council meeting on Wednesday, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said it was not the first time Nigeria was supporting her neighbors. She explained the president had a responsibility to take such decisions in the best interest of the country. And now moving on, the National Assembly has expressed fears over the worsening insecurity in the country, particularly the recent attack on the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, by terrorists. Following the worsening insecurity, the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, summoned the security chiefs to a marathon meeting where he discussed or described the situation as most frightening. Also, at the meeting, the senators advised the security chief on how better to protect the FCT and the country in general. The various House of Representative committees on security had similarly met with the security chiefs last Friday over the development in the country. Also, the House said the terrorists were daring to have attacked the seat of power, warning the security agencies to go after militants. Speaking before the security meeting went into a closed-door section, the Senate President said the upper chamber had hoped the security situation would have been better by now. Lawan admonished the law enforcement agency to perform better and protect the rural populace. And still in Nigeria, police in the central Nigerian state of Nasarawa has arrested 6 people on suspicion of operating a fraudulent dating site for same-sex couples. The 6 were arrested following a complaint by a victim who alleged that his nude photos were taken with a threat to publish them on social media if he did not give them money. The incident was reported in Masaka in Karu local government area bordering the capital Abuja. According to state police spokesman Raman Nansel, the suspect, 4 men and 2 women, allegedly posted pictures of would-be same-sex seekers and invited interested individuals for arranged dates through a matchmaking process. They would then defraud the victim or forcefully take away their belongings and blackmail them into silence. The police said the suspects will be charged after investigations have been concluded. Away from Nigeria, the U.S. has urged Ethiopia to allow unrestricted access to fuel in Tigray region in order for emergency aid to be distributed to areas low on food. The U.S. called for unfettered and deliveries to Tigray and the neighboring conflict-hit region of Afar and Amara, and urged the government to lift restriction on cash and fuel. The northern region has been struggling to cope with food shortages and no access to basic utilities since June 2021, when Tigrayan rebels recaptured it from federal forces after war erupted around 21 months ago. Now, diplomatic efforts have picked up of late, with new U.S. envoy Mike Hammer and EU envoy Annette held talks in Ethiopia, including with TPLF leader Deborah Gabriel Michael. The U.S. and EU envoys for the Horn of Africa has urged Ethiopian government to resume essential services in Tigray after a rare visit to the war-torn region facing dire conditions. Now, still on the African scene, primary school teachers in Rwanda will get an 88% pay rise starting in August. This is part of the country's incentives aimed at improving teachers' livelihood. Under this new revision, secondary school teachers will also see their pay increase by 40%, and the country's education ministry announced on its official Twitter page. The communique noted that the net salary of certificate holders in the teaching profession, which currently starts at 50,849 Rwanda francs, that is 5,856 Kenyan shilling, will go up to 11,010 Kenyan shilling. The salaries for head teachers, deputy head teachers, and support staff working in public and government-aided schools have also been revised upward. This decision has come into force from the payment of the teachers' salaries of August 2022, the statement added. The new pay rise is part of a package that will incorporate incentive to improve the welfare of teachers and promote the quality of education in public and government-aided schools for general education and TVET. And now up next is updates making the rounds on the foreign scene after the short break. Stay with me.
Do you have a clue? The best bank for me and you, where the interest is nice and cool. AFRICUNIA day for you. Trust is our virtue, cause we make it all about you. Our great plans are open to you. All you need is to make a move. Ooh, AFRICUNIA bank will give you more. You know the interest in your fixed deposits, it's more. AFRICUNIA bank will give you more. And you never go like us, we always giving more.
And now welcome back on the foreign scene. At least 3 people were missing and thousands in northern Japan were ordered to evacuate on Thursday after torrential rains pounded the area, flooding roads and causing rivers to burst their banks in some regions. Bridges were cut and roads were flooded, television footage showed. Now, service along one portion of Shinkansen superfast train was suspended, and roughly 500,000 people were ordered to evacuate Niigata, Ishikawa, and Yamagata prefectures, and the Fire and Disaster Management Agency said there were no immediate reports of fatalities. Though the affected areas are largely rural, they are also home to a number of factories. And now moving on, China launched unprecedented live-fire military drills in 6 areas that ringed Taiwan on Thursday, a day after a visit by U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi to the self-ruled island that Beijing regards as its sovereign territory. Soon after the scheduled start at 4:00 GMT, China's state broadcaster CCTV said the drills had begun and would end at 0400 GMT on Sunday. They would include live firing on the waters and in airspace surrounding Taiwan, it said. Now, Taiwan officials have said the drill violates United Nations rules, invade Taiwan's territorial space, and are a direct challenge to free air and sea navigation. Taiwan's cabinet spokesman, expressing serious condemnation of the drills, said also that websites of the Defense Ministry and Foreign Ministry and Presidential Office were attacked by hackers. Away from the foreign scene, we now head to the sports scene. Napoli President Aurelio De Laurentiis has vowed never to sign an African player, a statement that may affect the future of Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen. The Napoli boss has, however, given a clue to the decision, saying it will sign an African player if only the person signs an agreement backing out of the Africa Cup of Nations. While Osimhen was prevented from representing Nigeria at the 2022 AFCON, Andre Zambo Anguissa flew the flag of the host nation, Cameroon. "I told them, lads, don't talk to me about African anymore," said De Laurentiis during a streamed event. "I love them, but either they signed something confirming they will back out of playing the African Cup of Nations, or otherwise between that tournament, the World Cup qualifier in South America. These players are never available. We are the idiots who pay salaries only to send them all over the world playing for others," he added. It's left to be seen what happens in the remaining days of the current transfer window, with Osimhen being a subject of speculation for Bayern Munich and Chelsea FC, who are in desperate need of a striker. And finally, Manchester United have held initial talks with RB Salzburg over the signing of striker Benjamin Sesko. Those discussions highlight a gap in valuation for the 19-year-old, and United are deciding whether to pursue a deal. Salzburg are under no pressure to sell Sesko as he has 4 years left on his contract. Now, the teenager has already made 13 international appearances for Slovenia and enjoyed a breakthrough season last term in the Australian Bundesliga with 11 goals and 6 assists in just 12 starts in all competition. Sesko also impressed against Liverpool in pre-season last week, scoring the only goal of the game. And that concludes the news update on AFRICUNIA television. Do follow all our social media platforms displaying on your screen to stay connected and up to date to our news and other programs. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and also link us up on www.africunia.tv. Once again, I am Deborah Ezeh. Bye for now.